Hello everyone, this is Sebastian again from xbox-Xtra.com and welcome back in my third video. In my previous video I showed you how to install Aurora and Freestyle dashboard to your RGH console, and this time I'm going to show you how to install a game to that RGH console. We're going to use the FTP, the file transfer protocol, and we're going to use also a USB stick for transferring the files. As a plus, I'm going to also give you a tutorial on how to install a double DVD, so with an install content. And at the end I want to give credits, and I want to thank Eli from checkit.com for this great effect that he taught me. Okay, so everything good, I'm signed in. Now we're going to go to File Manager because I want to put two folders, extra folders on there, on the File Manager, on my hard drive. One is a Xbox-360 games folder and the other one is a xbla games folder. So I'm going to select my HDD, and when you're in this screen, the only thing that you have to do is press the left shoulder bumper, keep it pressed and press Y to make a dir. You see that in the bottom. So you get this screen and you can make a new folder. I'm going to call it Xbox-360 games, because later when I want my Xbox-360 games a little bit more supervised and I can find them easier, I know where to find them or where I have to put them. So when I'm done with this, I'm going to press done. You can also press the start button and it's also done. So now there's an extra folder on my hard drive. Here you see it, it's empty. So when I select it again on A, I go back. So there's no games on it yet, but the folder I already created. Same thing I want to do with the xbla games. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to press my left shoulder bumper again, I'm going to press the Y, and now I can make a new folder again. And this time it's going to be the xbla games. So let me fill this in. There, it's done. So now you can see that's on my hard drive, also this folder. So I got two extra folders here and both are empty. There are no games in it yet. So now I'm going to show you later how to install a game to this folder or the xbla games folder. Okay, let's go back. With B, let's go back again. Okay, so that's done. Now we're going to go to the settings folder, the settings tab. So selected by A, you see a list of settings. What we're going to do basically now is we're going to select those folders that we just created. And we're going to make sure that the Xbox is always searching for every file that you put in there. So every new file that's in there, the Xbox will search for it so you can see your game. So press A on content settings. We're going to add three folders. We're going to add the xbla games folder, we're going to add the Xbox-360 games folder we created, but we're also going to create, we're also going to add the content folder. If, for example, you're using FTP to transfer a file and the file is done, your Xbox is still on, you can use this start manual scan. It will automatically scan for the file and it will show up in your Xbox. But for now we're going to go to gamepads, so manage gamepads, and you see this screen. I always leave these things on automatic, and the scan depth is actually how far the Xbox will search in the folder you created for files. So let's put that on 5 for just to be sure. And then you're gonna press change path. So when you select the change path, you're gonna press A. There you go in. And now we're gonna search for it on our hard drive, the HDD1. So press select HDD1 and press A. because here are the folders that we created and all the other folders. The first folder that we're going to add is the content folder, because it's necessary later when you have 2 DVDs and you need to install a DVD. So this content folder, we need to direct it to the Xbox, so the Xbox is going to search for it. So press A on content. Then you see these 2 folders, or maybe more, but you have to select all the 0 folders, where all the zeros are. So select it by pressing A, and then when you're here, this is the folder we're gonna select. So what you're gonna do right now is select directory by pressing the Y button, and then you come back in this screen, and now we have to save this path to the hard drive. So we're gonna press X to save it. So let's press X, and now you see that we have 1 game path managed. So that's good. Now we're going to do another one by pressing the Y, and you come in the same screen again, and everything is good still. So we're going to leave that as it is. We're going to press change path again, search for the hard drive again. That's 1 down. Press it, and now we're going to go down to the other folders. Let's first put the, well, doesn't matter which one actually, we have both folders. Let's first do xbla games folder, so press A on it, and then you're already in the directory. So now you're going to press Y to select this directory. You come back in this screen, and we have to save also this path again. So press X to save it, and when you've done that, you see that we also have another path that the Xbox is going to search for later, HDD1 xbla games. So we have 2 paths already selected and saved now. So press Y again, go to change path, selected by A, go to the hard drive again, press A, and now we're going to go to the Xbox-360 games folder. You're going to also select it by pressing A, and once you're in, the only thing you need to do is press Y for selecting the directory. So press Y, and also this path is which one we're going to save. So press X to save it, and now you see that you have 3 paths. And later, when you maybe have an external hard drive that you're going to attach to the Xbox, these game paths are going to be like 5 or 6, so you can use the same technique actually. Alright, so let's go back. Let's press B and go back again, and now we're going to go to the computer. I'm going to explain you a little bit more about the transfer files, how to transfer the files. So now we're back on the computer. We see here that we have the Filezilla client. That's the FTP program that we're going to transfer the files with. And the program Xbox Image Browser I'm using. There are several programs you can use, but this program will make all the ISO files that you have from your backup games into readable files for your Xbox 360 with RGH. So the Filezilla client is going to be used later to transfer these files to your Xbox. First, we're going to press my computer. I saved my backup games on this place here. Of course, on your place can be different on your computer. Let's first click on Skyrim. Normally, if you have a flashed drive, like an Xbox drive, you can make a backup copy of your original, and that will be this one. You see 8.5 gigabyte. And this one you would burn, but this is not enough to place on your RGH. So we cannot just copy this to your RGH, because then it won't be read by your Xbox. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to go use the program Xbox Image Browser. Like I said, there are several different programs, but I like to use the Xbox Image Browser. It's a pretty simple program, as you can see here, 2.9. And then you press on File, and then you have 2 options. One is Exit, one is Open Image File, and obviously you don't press Exit. So press Open Image File, and then it's gonna be, you have to go search for your Xbox game that you want to convert to RGH files. So in this tutorial I'm going to first do the Skyrim, and I have already my folder open, but in any case that you would be in another folder, just go look for it. In my case would be documents, and then this folder. Then I double click on Skyrim, and I just double click on this file, the only file that's in there. So double click it, and then you get this. The thing now is, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go place your mouse on the Skyrim point ISO, and then with the right mouse button you click on extract, and now you have to go look where you're gonna extract it. So I'm gonna make an extra folder in my documents folder. I'm gonna call it RGH Skyrim, so that I know that I'm putting the right folder on my Xbox. Clicking on OK, and then it will go extract its files. So it's going to convert all the files, as you can see here. Well, this is going to take a little bit. You see that it's a little less gigabytes than the 8.5 gigabyte that the game normally is. That's perfectly normal, can happen. So now we're going to let this extract.
Don't stop. Keep it moving, won't stop.
And in the meantime, you can also again double click the Xbox image browser program folder. You can also do at the same time, for example, Black Ops. So we do the same again. We open an image file. We go back one folder, because I have here Call of Duty Black Ops. I'm gonna double click it, and also gonna double click this one. Gonna do the same. I'm gonna, as you see, it's a little bit more files there, but that's no problem. Right click, press extract, and choose a location where you want to extract to. Mine were in documents. Gonna make a new folder also. So I'm pressing make new folder. Gonna call this one the RGH Black Ops. You can also make this folder already in the beginning. You don't have to do it when you're extracting, and then just press OK, and it's also going to be busy extracting and converting its files. So now you have two games at the same moment that are converting. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. And as you can see, Skyrim is almost done. Blam, then it's done. Okay, so this is empty. You see there's no progress bar anymore running, so you can close this. Black Ops is still converting in the background, so we just let that going. Filezilla, we're gonna press Filezilla right now to open the FTP program. So double click Filezilla. There it is. And now you get this screen. Basically what we have here on the left is where we have our computer program files, folders and stuff. As you can see, I have my RGH Skyrim and my Black Ops and on my other ISO games, as you can see here. But now I want to connect my Xbox to this FTP program, so that I can copy this Skyrim folder to my Xbox. By the way, what I forgot to tell you, I always delete the system update. You can do it in the FTP program like I'm doing right now, or after it's done extracting, you can also delete the system update. You don't really need it, and it's also just a safety measurement. So okay, RGH Skyrim, we're going to transfer it now to this side where the Xbox is going to be showing, and we need to insert our IP address of the Xbox. So if you have your Xbox connected with your network via an Ethernet cable, you can see your IP address in the bottom of the Xbox screen dashboard. So I'm filling that in, and the username and password for freestyle-3 are always Xbox, and also the password is also Xbox, and then you press enter. For Aurora it is FTP Xbox and then FTP Xbox. That's the password and the username. And as you can see right now, I am on my Xbox on the right hand side of the screen. This is my Xbox hard drive. So if I click on this one, I can see what's on my HDD1. Well, you see that down there is Aurora and the content folder and the Xbox 360 games folder. All those things that we just added and were already on there. This is here exactly the same. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna move the RGH Skyrim folder completely to the Xbox 360 games, and we do that by pressing it with the left mouse button and then holding it and then releasing it when you're hovering above the Xbox 360 games. And right away you see that the FTP program is transferring the files. And down in your dashboard of your Xbox, you see also the status of the FTP that it's going. So at this moment you see this is 3.6 gigabyte in the queue, and we need all the files, the queued files. It's still 8. We don't want any failed transfers, but we want successful transfers so that every file is transferred successfully to the Xbox. Alright, so that's almost done. You see that after speeding up the process a little bit, we got not that much left. There's only one queued file left over. It's like around 102 megabytes. So when this is done, we got hopefully 16 successful transfers. If for any reason you got a failed transfer, you can always queue it again and process it again. It must work eventually, and otherwise you use a USB stick, but we're gonna do that later in this tutorial. Okay, so the queue is empty. That's good. That means that now basically my Xbox 360 game has one game on it. If I double click it, you see that my RGH Skyrim is transferred completely to it. And also here this is the same. So the FTP program worked. I transferred my my Skyrim folder to the Xbox 360 games folder. And as you can see, Black Ops is still going on the background. I could also do exactly the same with it, like keep pressing it when it's done and then let it go on Xbox 360 games. But with Black Ops we're going to use a USB stick, so you can also see another option. Speeding up this process also a little bit. That Black Ops is done. Everything stopped, the progress bar, so you can close that one. So now we're going to go back to the Xbox. So in your dashboard we're going to see if it's already in Xbox 360 games. Oh, went too far. Go one back, and then you'll find out that there's nothing in there yet. And that's because we haven't scanned for an Xbox 360 game at this moment. So we managed the gamepads already to this folder, but now we have to go to settings to let it scan, because my Xbox is still running and still connected to my PC, but that aside. So let's go to settings, press settings, we go back to content settings again, and then press A to select it, and then we go to the scan settings tab, and then go to the right. You can see here that we have everything selected, all the paths by the way. So the Xbox 360 games is selected. So if I go to scan settings and I do start manual scan, I'm still connected with my network, so it will download also my cover of the game. And as you can see down in the dashboard, it's downloading some items. And then when this is done, your game will be on there. So you can press B to go back and press B again to go back. Let's go check it out in Xbox 360 games. Press A, select it, and then you see that you got your Skyrim there. So it's all Skyrim because it's only one game, and of course when you have more games it will not show like this. So to play the game, press A. Let's try it out. Let's see if it runs. But first you have also, I forgot to mention, when you press Y you have all these options. You can also delete the game. You can manage title updates, etc, etc. But go back with B, and let's give it a try to launch the game by pressing A. And then you can see that it is starting. So that's a good thing. We transferred via FTP this game Skyrim, and it's working. We got a cover, and that's all good. So now you can play this game. So let's head back to the dashboard. And when we go back to the Xbox 360 games, I just want to show you that you can change your layout, so the way it looks, by pressing X, and you get different shapes on how you see your games. And of course this will be way more nicer when you have more games on it, so just to check it out yourself. Okay, let's go back to the PC and format a USB stick. So I'm back on the PC. I'm going to go to my computer. I guess by now you know how to insert a USB stick. I still got something on it, so I want to format it first. So I'm going to press my removable disk, my USB stick. Press format. Leave everything as it is and press start. Then click OK at the warning. Everything will be erased. That's okay. The format is complete. Press OK and close this window. So now I got an empty USB stick. Going back to my Xbox backup files, my Black Ops is ready by now. So I'm gonna copy the whole folder to my USB stick, and I'm gonna place it in the root of my USB stick by just pasting it. And this is I don't know what happened, but this is a little bit weird. It's taking like over 20 minutes. Normally it's not that long, but I'm gonna speed up the process for you guys so you don't have to wait that long. But normally this goes a little bit faster. Probably my processor is working double. Okay, speeding it up. Now it's almost done. We got 30 seconds left. And then we got RGH Black Ops, so all the files from the RGH Black Ops game, we got it on our USB stick. And then we're going to see how we transfer the files from the USB stick to the Xbox 360. Okay, it's done. As you can see, it's completely here. All the files are there. So let's close this one. And let's go back to the Xbox. Take out your USB stick from your PC and plug it into the Xbox. It's perfectly normal that you get this storage device change detection. Let's head over to File Manager, and now you can see that the USB 0 is there because I just inserted it in my Xbox, and I copied my RGH Black Ops to it, because when you select it you can see it that it has the folder of Black Ops on it. So now I want to copy my Black Ops to my hard drive. So I'm going to go select my hard drive. I'm going to go select my Xbox 360 games folder. Pressing A. Skyrim is already on there. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to select the Black Ops, and then I'm going to copy it to the right. So I'm holding my right button, shoulder button of the Xbox controller, and I'm pressing A to copy it. You can also press X to move it, but in this case I'm just copying it. So copying all the files also takes a few minutes. Just let it go. I'm speeding it up again for you guys. Okay, so the operation is complete. You can press A for OK. So from the USB stick it's now copied to the hard drive, as you can see on the right. So this is the USB stick. It's still there because I copied it, and now you can see that I have both Black Ops and Skyrim on my HDD. So when I go back one folder and I go back again in Xbox 360 games, you see that I have two folders. With one with Black Ops and one with Skyrim. So now I have two games on my Xbox. So go back with B. Search for your settings tab. Go to settings by selecting it. A. Again, content settings, because there's the scan part. You go for scan settings, and again you press start manual scan, and it will also again download some items in the cover. And I'm still connected with my Ethernet cable to my PC network. Press B again and press B again to go back, and if everything went well, we got now Black Ops also in Xbox 360 games. So let's take a look. Hell yeah, we got it. Okay, so that's good. Black Ops is there too. And let's see if Black Ops also runs. And it does. Very, very, very good. I'm very pleased with this, as I might believe that you guys are also pleased if everything is still working till now. Okay, so that's working perfectly in Freestyle-3. Now I'm curious for Aurora. So go to File Manager, go to HDD1, and we still have our Aurora folder on there. Select it, and I'm gonna launch Aurora.xex. Go down and select it with A. Because what if you wanna use Aurora instead of Freestyle Dash? Then you also have to see your games. And at this moment there's no games at all. I mean, you got them on your Xbox, but they're not showing. So what we're going to do is press settings, Then go to content scanning, and now we're going to also manage paths. We're going to add a path. So press A, and for the record, just to keep it a little bit shorter, I'm just going to add the Xbox 360 games folder. Go to change location, press it with A, go to your hard drive, your HDD1, select it with A, and then you're going to go to your folder of your Xbox 360 games. What I'm doing, I'm making a little mistake, don't do this. Just press Y and skip this part. So don't do this, I went one too deep, so I'm going to change that again. So I'm just going to select only my Xbox 360 games folder. I'm going back one, and now I'm pressing Y, and now I'm going to save it. So my path that I'm saving is Xbox 360 system HDD1 Xbox 360 games, and now I'm going to scan. So I want to see the games, and in the upper right corner of the screen you can see that it's downloading items, processing items. So now you have also your Skyrim and your Black Ops in Aurora. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the PC because I'm going to show you how to install double DVD and double DVD game. And for the sake of this video, I already did everything with the Xbox image browser. We're going to use GTA 5 as example. So I already extracted and converted all the files for GTA 5. As you can see, I have it here. I'm going to rename it to RGH GTA 5, so I cannot make mistakes. Alright, so if I double click it, you see two DVDs. The second DVD is going to be the Play DVD, and the first DVD has a content folder which we're going to install to our Xbox console. So if I double click it, you can see there are some folders, but also a content folder. If I double click the content folder again, I see a folder with all zeros, 16 zeros. You're going to double click this also, and then you see this folder. This folder is which one we're going to copy later with the FTP program to our Xbox. So we don't do nothing right now, we just leave it as it is, and we can close this. Now we're going to go to the Filezilla client, so we're going to use FTP to transfer these files. Now you can fill in the whole IP address again and the username and the password, but if you're still connected, you can also press the quick connect, and there's a history. If I press this one, because it is the 2.19 at the end, then it will load automatically my Xbox files, as you can see here. So I already got two games on it. As you can see in my Xbox 360 games, I got the Black Ops and the Skyrim. One we did with a USB stick and one we did with the FTP. So now we're gonna go do GTA 5 also via this program FTP. The second DVD is going to the Xbox 360 games, but first we're gonna go do the content folder. So if you are like this, you press HDD1, you go to content folder, you press the plus, just to show the zero folder, and it's there. Now we're going to go to the RGH GTA 5 folder on the left, which is on our PC. Double click it, go to the first DVD, double click it also. Then we're not going to copy the whole content folder, we're just going to copy one specific folder, so double click it and double click also this folder. And then we're going to select this folder and keep it pressed and let it go when it's on the zero folder. So we're going to press it with the left mouse button, we keep it in until we reach the zero folder, and then we let it go. And as you can see, it starts right away with processing, and you can also see that on the dashboard that it's downloading stuff. 7.7 gigabytes is the install DVD. So basically we are installing the first DVD right now on your RGH system. We go back a few files until we reach the second DVD of GTA 5. And this is the whole folder we can copy to our Xbox 360 games folder. So just press it with left, keep it pressed, until you reach the Xbox 360 games, and then release it. And it's just queuing up. So you see that it's in the queue 15.3 gigabytes now. So basically it's installing the first DVD and it's just transferring the second DVD to your Xbox. And we're going to speed up this process also a little bit because it takes a little while. Okay, so that's done. I see everything is successful transferred. Yes, 15 files. The queue is empty and nothing is processing anymore, so I can believe that everything is set correctly. So close this program and then let's move back to the Xbox 360. So basically what we need to do right now is again do a manual scan. If you shut down your Xbox right now and you turn it on again, it will automatically scan for you. But if you leave your Xbox on, you need to let GTA 5 also show up. So go to settings, select it with A, and then we go to the content settings. You also select that with A. And if you go all the way down to manage gamepads, that's the reason why we also selected the content folder. So if you have a double DVD, you can always install the content folder there. So go back to scan settings, start manual scan, and you can see that it's gonna download items again. Go back with B, go again back with B until you reach the dashboard again. We're gonna go search for our Xbox 360 games folder, and then you'll see that GTA 5 is also present. Well done. It's a success. So guys, so far this tutorial about how to install a game in your RGH. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, just leave it in the sections below, and I'll see you next time. Later guys, bye.